Progress, not perfection. It has been almost 10 years since I launched my original acne video that is pretty much the reason this channel even exists. Back then, I was insecure, I didn't understand my acne, and I thought I had to be perfect in order to be loved, because I didn't realize that I had worth as a human being intrinsically, as opposed to only being loved for what I look like or what I'm good for. And even now, 10 years later, I always say that I've cleared my skin, but as you notice, I still get breakouts here and there. So what's up with that, and why do I still say that? I've realized that progress is better than perfection. And making sure that we're comparing ourselves to who we were yesterday as opposed to anyone else is the most important thing. Specifically, skincare is not a sprint, it is a marathon. And that's even been indicative in 2020. You know, we had brands like The Ordinary take their salicylic acid off of shelves because it was burning people's skin open and relaunching it. We had new brands made by doctors that actually launched to help women with hormonal acne. We had brands coming out with new technology and innovations to help acne-prone skin. And we even started to see advertisements that show true acne sufferers, not photoshopped celebrities pretending to be perfect. Today, we're going to talk about acne progress, not perfection, and I want to share with you the top acne products that launched or changed 2020 for better. Especially with the invention of mask acne, which yes, has been a thing before, but really took off for almost everyone this year. It's important to realize that yes, that in a way has changed the industry, and hopefully the way we also, approach our skincare, approach our mask care, and hygiene for good. Zitstika did something in 2020 that's completely changing things. And we'll start off, these are the Zipstick Akila patches. I've loved these for over a year now. You know that I am obsessed with these. They are basically these emergency breakout pimple patches that have micro darts in them. These little micro darts are like pyramids of ingredients that you press onto a zit, you press into the skin, and they actually dissolve over 4 to 6 hours to annihilate the zit from the inside out. I do use these for emergency pimples only, but they are phenomenal. And they are one of the fastest acting pimple products that I have seen on the market. Their patches have salicylic acid, niacinamide, different peptides, and even hyaluronic acid in each one that goes into the zit and delivers the dissolving goodness. And then because it's a physical patch, it stops you from scratching at it or touching it. But this has been around for a little while, but what they did this year was actually quite interesting because they launched a follow-up microdart patch as well as a press refresh face mask. And I honestly think this is hands down the coolest face mask we saw in 2020. Let's start with this. This is the Zitstika Hyperfade, and essentially, even once you get rid of a zit, you might still have pigmentation. You might still have a brown spot or a red spot. These Hyperfades have the same microdart technology that really infuse ingredients into the skin, only these are specifically to help with that pigment that's left behind. In addition to having sodium hyaluronate, which is hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, these also have kojic acid, they have ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C, they have alpha-arbutin, tranexamic acid, and all of these are amazing to help with that pigmentation. Zitstika's website does state that the Hyperfade patches help to speed up the process of diminishing spots over approximately 14 days, but obviously this depends on different people's skin. They recommend using the patch every 3 days to avoid oversensitizing the spot. So if you're someone who does have a lot of pigmentation problems, these are little micro darts that can go into and on the skin to help. But this, oh my god, this is my absolute favorite. This is the Press Refresh Face Mask infused with acne helping ingredients for those of us who actually have problematic skin. It's this really cool, like, hydrogel texture, and it actually has like a little bit of gripping action to it. Again, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't sting, there's no micro darts in this, but it actually grips to the face, and it uses the heat of your skin to actually penetrate the active ingredients in deeper. We're talking salicylic acid, which you know is an acne sufferer's best friend, but it's also got niacinamide and panthenol, vitamin B3, and vitamin B5. Both of these are super soothing to the skin and can help regulate oil production and oil control, as well as helping with pigmentation. But we also have adenosine. Adenosine is actually used in emergency medicine, but recently we've been seeing it in skincare because it can smooth over fine lines and wrinkles, and it can really help to plump up the skin. But these masks actually come in 2 sheets, one for the top of the face and one for the lower face, so that they fit any face shape and so that they don't slide off your skin with the help of good old gravity. This is one of the coolest products that launched in all of 2020. I am obsessed with these. They are $36 for, what is it, a pack of 5, I believe. I also do recommend keeping these in the fridge because if you do, you put them on and they're super cooling to the skin. And these are an absolute slam dunk. One of the things that, believe it or not, I am actually grateful to 2024. To 2024, not like the number 2024, to 2024. Grateful for that. Grateful to the year 2020 for creating that. You get what I'm saying. These right here are also brand new. These are the Goo Getters. They basically launched these hydrocolloid patches which protect pimples. They get the goo out of pimples, and they help with the healing process so that A, you don't pick, and B, hopefully the skin will scar less. It even says on the inside of the package, don't pick, stick. They're a hydrocolloid dressing, but they infuse acne products in here too. We have that niacinamide, salicylic acid, ascorbic acid for a little bit of that pigmentation help, as well as tea tree leaf oil for its mild antibacterial properties. These are super fun. They are pretty new, but I do stick them on my blemishes and it stops me from picking, which is appreciated. And please don't get it twisted. I'm also well aware that the Zitstika products can be a little bit expensive, especially the patches. They turn out to be around $3 per patch, which is why I use them for emergencies, but they do have regular coupon codes. The one that I have there for you is called Zitsava, and it does help you save money on Zitstika products, and that doesn't just include these, that includes all of them. So if this is something that you've used before and you want a discount on, or you want to try because you need them to work for you, feel free to use Zitsava to your advantage. I've left a link to all these products below, as well as the discount code in case that's something you want to use. Part of this video is sponsored by them, but as always, I'm sharing my honest thoughts, my acne-prone skin opinions, and the facts about what happened to them and other brands in 2020 this year. And what even transcends products with Zitstika is the fact that they actually have advertising that features real acne sufferers. They have the Itty Bitty Zitty Committee, which is all about featuring people who are embracing their acne. Their advertising even says, you don't have to buy our products, you can choose to embrace your skin. Love your skin, love your acne, and if you want products, here they are. And to actually see social media speaking up about acne positivity is something that I have waited my entire life for. And it's really truly amazing to see that happen and unfold with the help of social media. And then we have to talk about The Ordinary. The Ordinary actually discontinued their salicylic acid solution, and it's because, low-key, they didn't announce this, but this is my personal objective opinion. Allegedly, this product was giving people chemical burns. It was so strong, it was so intense that people were having burning and peeling happen to their skin, and it was no bueno. So they secretly ripped these off of shelves, and if you remember, throughout the majority of 2020, especially the first half, you couldn't find this, you couldn't get your hands on it. Well, they have now reformulated it and relaunched it, and they now have a salicylic acid that is available on their website and at the other retailers that they are sold in. The Ordinary really is a skincare brand for skincare nerds who do their own work. I had to say that sentence 5 times because I said skincare nudes like 4 times in a row, so it's for skincare nerds, not nudes, whatever that is. But they really hand people basic formulas and send them on their way. And the salicylic acid is one of those that, as with all actives, you should be patch testing at home. And yes, this one allegedly hurt some people who maybe had more sensitive skin or didn't use it properly. The fact of the matter is that in 2020, they have relaunched this, and it is a staple for acne-prone skin. Salicylic acid is oil soluble, helps to go into the pores to actually exfoliate, renew brighter, softer skin, and it can help with everything from scarring to blackheads to whiteheads. This is phenomenal, and I'm so happy that it's back and better. And we can't talk about The Ordinary without talking about their cousin in the skincare world, the Inkey List. The Inkey List launched their salicylic acid cleanser along with 5 other products back in, what was it, February of this year? And then the pandemic hit. But even with the pandemic, they have not been able to keep this on shelves. And again, it's because it's a gentle, mild, but effective salicylic acid cleanser. It doesn't dry out or strip the skin. It doesn't leave the skin feeling sticky or gross. And you can actually use this both on your face as well as your chest and back. Again, to really get rid of whiteheads and blackheads and be a great cleansing step in your routine. The pricing of it as well, I feel like the Inkey List is redefining drugstore skincare. I think CVS's skincare aisle needs an entire makeover. And if I were in charge of that, this stuff is what I would be putting in there because it is efficacious and it is affordable. Did you know that the Inkey List doesn't even make money on some of their products based on all of the work that they do to help educate people around skincare? Now, if that isn't brand dedication, I don't know what is. Mine. One of the most revolutionary acne products launched this year, and this was actually revolutionary for me as well because it was the first time that I really got to dig into a brand and how they're made, and that is the brand Phyla, that, remember, uses these bacteriophages to actually engineer biochemistry and science into their products to kill acne. These products are phenomenal, and they are redefining the way we think about and treat acne. It's the idea of using your skin's microbiome to get rid of a problem and to rebalance it so that you can nurture, not Nuke. And the whole thing about them, it took 6 years to create because they wanted to do it vegan, they wanted to make it ethical, they wanted to do it right, and yes, they did it here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And for those who saw, I did an amazing video talking about how this stuff is actually made. And the science, the technology, the strain that went into perfecting this was like, it was mind-blowing. It was mind-boggling. And it's the science of using phages to kill specific acne bacteria. You know that the Cutibacterium acnes that lives in our skin that causes pimples. Well, these phages, basically little virus-looking guys, go in and they specifically target the bacteria, and they're basically like a Trojan horse, and they explode them from the inside out. But because they only target the acne bacteria, they're not destroying or damaging other things on the face, which, you know, harsh treatments, which are what are FDA approved and what are, you know, commercially available, do tend to do. I absolutely love these. I love what the brand stands for. I love what the ethics are. And I feel like even amidst the pandemic of 2020, they are redefining how we think about acne and how we approach the skin's microbiome. I know that they're a little bit more expensive. The 3 products are $150, so they end up, if you break that down, being around $50 each. I do feel like that's more prestige than it is luxury, but also understanding the science, the dedication, and the research that goes into this, I understand why this is something that you can't find at the drugstore. It is a set because it works together, and although I do like the cleanser, if you had to skip on one, I would skip on this, and I would definitely go for this one because this is the one that has the active phages in it that are really transformed by your skin, and the moisturizer, which kind of feeds the phages and allows them to grow and kind of take over your skin in a positive way. This line is changing the way we think about acne, and if you haven't seen the video that I actually did inside of their laboratories to understand how they actually achieved this, I'm a critic and a skeptic, and I was blown away. So please click here and open it in a new tab if you haven't already. Something else that really changed the way we approach acne this year was from Dr. Zenovia, a line that launched in Sephora made by a doctor who actually focuses on hormonal acne. It is not often that we find skincare lines that actually care for acne sufferers, let alone the unique subtypes of acne that can arise from hormones in adulthood, such as mid-30s and 40s, as opposed to just teenage skin. Dr. Zenovia launched in Sephora. I feel that their brand is very much underhyped, and they have acne products for adult hormonal acne to help keep it under control and support acne sufferers. I love that this is clinically backed. I love that it's made by someone who actually has the credentials to do so. I love that Sephora is actually putting these inside of their shelves because, you know, 10 years ago when I was struggling with my acne, you couldn't find things like this. They have the Brightening C Toner with antioxidants, which is also really good for hyperpigmentation. They've got a peptide and ceramide repairing moisturizer, which is actually a little bit comparable to CeraVe if you want something cruelty-free that's like a couple steps up. And then they've got a hyaluronic acid peptide serum, which unlike other doctor-made brands is not $300, okay? You know which doctor-made hyaluronic acid I'm looking at. Another revolution from a dermatologist-created brand is from Sandra Lee MD. She is Dr. Pimple Popper, and you know that I have been fangirling and watching her content for the past 10 years, essentially. She has an entire acne line that's available to people, but they recently came out with this. This is the Salicylic Acid Body Spray, and for those of us who are not contortionist or not planning to become ones, it can be really hard to reach the back area that we might have pimples or breakouts, and trunk acne is definitely a thing. Being able to have something like this that you can literally just reach back and spray on is so much easier to treat body acne, but it also has salicylic acid, not benzoyl peroxide, so it doesn't bleach. Because the last thing we want to do is spray something onto our back to get rid of the acne and bleach our favorite t-shirt, because trust me, that has happened to me one too many times. In addition, this has other great ingredients. It has beta-glucans, which are very soothing, panthenol, which is vitamin B5, we have allantoin, we have arginine, and we actually have menthol, which I love because of its slight pain-killing properties. There's also peptides in here. This is amazing. It is easy to use, and I am so happy that a dermatologist-backed brand is actually thinking about my back in particular. Dermalogica also launched their Retinol Clearing Oil this year, and this has been one of my favorite products. I have used this for the majority of the year because it has a retinol derivative as well as salicylic acid. Now remember, salicylic acid is oil soluble. That means not only does it work with the skin, but it works really well in oil formulas, and this is one of those. The packaging is very pretty, it's fun to use, but it's also effective without being overly stripping. And especially if you're looking for an oil that is lightweight, soaks into skin, doesn't leave you greasy, but helps with acne, specifically adult acne, this is it. And I'm so happy that they introduced it this year, and they also introduced some sort of Dermalogica skin scanner. It's basically an AI scanner that scans your skin and tells you where your issues are, and it actually helps to track your progress over time. And the amount of resources that these brands are actually putting in to help people understand their skincare, that's what I love to see this year. That is what inspires me. And by the way, the oil that's actually used in this is jojoba, which you know is already one of my favorites. So 3 of my favorite ingredients and actives combined into one product. Yeah, this was love for obvious reasons. Something else that happened that was really cool is Pacifica launched an acne line. This is their Pore Warrior or Acne Warrior line. Now, I do run a group called Acne Warriors. It's a private community in which we help people with skin. However, I have no affiliation with this line and the naming of their line. But this is amazing for teenagers who want to use products that are fun. This is amazing for that person who refuses to use non-natural skincare but still needs something efficacious. Pacifica has been vegan and cruelty-free for 25 years since they started. And the fact that they're actually putting in acne-fighting ingredients and creating lines for acne-prone skin is truly wonderful. And you know, skincare doesn't have an age, it doesn't have a limit. You should be putting on sunscreen every single day. That's why they make baby sunscreens and baby washes. And skincare is a form of hygiene that transcends age, it transcends gender, right? And the fact that Pacifica is creating things that kind of help to embrace that or are marketed to a younger audience or demographic to help them understand and embrace their skin is wonderful. My personal favorite is this one, the Pore Warrior Soft Scrub. It's a physical exfoliant that I can actually recommend. It has little beads in it, but they are not micro beads, so they're not destroying the ecosystems. They are jojoba beads that are extraordinarily gentle on the skin and on the planet. This also does have cucumber, niacinamide, and mint. All 3 of these are soothing, and again, that niacinamide can help with oil production, as well as with some pigmentation. This is a really fun product. It's inexpensive. You can get them at Ulta. And they also have this one, which is the Dry Out Acne Gel. This is kind of like a dupe for the Mario Badescu little drying one or the Kate Somerville drying one. There are a lot of these types of products on the market, but the fact that they made one that's vegan and cruelty-free and has 2% salicylic acid, it's a medium strength spot treatment that, you know, I should actually put on my chin right now. And this would not be a 2020 acne video if we did not talk about maskne. When wearing a mask, we do this to protect ourselves and protect others. It's like the bare minimum we can do. But unfortunately, for some people, breathing into a hot, sweaty mask all day, it can cause breakouts here. And although that's been a phenomenon that's existed before, it really came to light in 2020 because almost everyone experienced it. Wearing a mask is still something that we do to protect ourselves and others, but we want to minimize our chances of having breakouts and try to be as comfortable as possible. And so just the way we wash our underwear, we learned that we also have to wash our masks just as frequently. These launched from Humankind, and these are my favorite face masks. These are reusable, they are breathable, they are recyclable, and they are 99% antibacterial because yes, when you have like this sweaty environment, you don't want bacteria to be growing out of control on your face. These are also some of the softest touch materials I've ever used. I can wear them all day and I really don't get super sweaty up inside my facial area. And not only are they antibacterial to help with this mask acne situation, but they also block UV light from the sun because they are a physical block. And so you're getting an extra SPF protection, which has been amazing. They have a lot of skin tone colors as well. I find them to be very fashion forward, but most importantly, they're also super comfortable. They are plush, they are breathable, even the package says they're light as air. And they're the closest thing that I have found in a mask that feels like you're not wearing one. They are a little bit more expensive, but because they are made in Korea, they've actually been tested by third-party labs, to prove their efficacy. I understand that. And sometimes they do have discounts or promotions or actually donate to different charities. And for me, that is worth my money. And if I can pay a couple of extra dollars to replace all of my other sweaty cotton masks, that is what I do. And especially when mask acne has become a thing, this for me has become the solution. It looks like a, oh boy, it looks like, you don't want to know what it looks like. You know what it looks like. Remember that whatever condition your skin is in, that your appearance does not define what you can do for the world. You bring something special and unique to your life and the lives of the people around you. And guess what? Your face doesn't dictate how you are able to do that. I've listed all of the best acne products below, and I really want you to remember to focus on progress, not perfection. Especially going into 2021, we all have these goals. We want to do these things. It's not about being perfect or going to the gym every day. It's about self-care, it's about skincare being self-care, it's about self-love, and it's about giving ourselves a break while still trying to be the best version of who we are individually. Make sure that that like button matches one of these two mask colors, and if you haven't already subscribed and hit the notification bell, I have some really fun videos planned that you're gonna wanna see first when they come out. So make sure it's hit and set to all. I love you beautiful butterflies so much. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Really, this is the one that shows how they got that bacteriophage into the Phyla product. There's also this one that you might find interesting. Love you guys. Bye.